Hi, fight fans, welcome to another episode with the African Fighters. And on today's episode, we'll be bringing you a roundup of everything happening in the world of MMA. Stay with us. Alright, Merab Dvalishvili made a compelling case for a bantamweight title shot with a unanimous decision win over Peter Yan at UFC Fight Night 221. The Georgian kept up a crazy pace throughout the encounter, which saw him break the UFC's record for the most takedown attempts in a single fight, with an astonishing 48 takedown attempts. Yan had a lot of success, stuffing most of them, but the relentless pressure from Dvalishvili kept the Russian on the back foot for the entire bout. Merab outgrappled and outstruck former bantamweight champion Yan across all 5 rounds, landing 137 significant strikes and 10 takedowns. With the win over the number 2 ranked Yan, who has now lost 4 of his last 5 fights, we can expect Dvalishvili to leapfrog the Russian in the rankings, which will be released in the coming weeks. Alright, now still on the UFC, Dana White, who has always dismissed the possibility of Francis Ngannou returning to the UFC, had an interview with TMZ Sports on Friday. Dana White expressed similar sentiments but added that John Jones would likely handle Ngannou the same way he did Ciryl Gane at UFC 285. In the interview, Dana White said, "I'm not interested in that fight. I tried making that fight for 2 years. He didn't want the fight. He left here without even having another deal in place. And I know how the boxing world is. It can be crazy. And let me just tell you what I think, and a lot of other people also think like this. I think the fight will have gone exactly the same way if it was Ngannou in there instead of Ciryl Gane. Him and Ciryl had a 5-round fight, and if Ciryl doesn't go for that submission, he probably wins the fight against Ngannou." And once again, in another interview, Dana White has shown that he doesn't really have anything good to say about the former UFC Heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. Right now, stepping away from the UFC and we're moving to the PFL, ex-UFC fighter Impa Kasanganay has a new home. On Friday at the PFL Challenger Series 7, Impa Kasanganay, who is now 11-3 in his professional career, was the fighter who was selected to take home a contract for the promotion's regular season after a technical knockout victory after 4 minutes and 50 seconds into round 1 over Osama Elsaidy. The celebrity judges and fans all decided to award him the contract. The event took place at the Universal Studios in Orlando. The same card was Taylor Johnson defeating Trey Williams via technical knockout in round 1. Billy Elekana defeated Tristan Overvigvia by unanimous decision, while Roland Dunlap defeated Monte Dion Ogbonna Morrison, the Nigerian, via unanimous decision. Alright, and as the BKFC, the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, continues to gain more ground, ex-UFC champion Eddie Alvarez is reinvigorated by his new opportunity in the BKFC. This past Wednesday, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship founder Dave Feldman announced that Alvarez had signed with the promotion and will face Chad Mendes at BKFC 41. The bout will be Alvarez's Bare Knuckle debut and his first fight in almost 2 years. The Underground King couldn't be more excited about this new chapter of his career. When asked what specifically about the event drew him to BKFC, Alvarez explained, he reminded him of his younger, wilder days before becoming a professional fighter. I've been in way more street fights than I've ever been in cage fights, so I remember when I got into fights never lasted 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or even 25 minutes. Fights got figured out in 2 or 3 minutes. A real fight with no gloves gets figured out pretty quickly. I want to wish the best of luck to Eddie Alvarez as he begins his career with the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Okay, now following Merab Dvalishvili's victory over Peter Yan, Umar Nurmagomedov, who is the cousin of legendary Khabib Nurmagomedov, has offered to be Merab Dvalishvili's next octagon test. Umar Nurmagomedov most recently defeated Raoni Barcelos in his last UFC appearance. After 4 straight UFC victories, he is closing in on the bantamweight top 10. Umar Nurmagomedov had brief stints in other promotions such as the PFL and GFC before making his UFC debut in 2021. His professional MMA career is 16-0. A fight between Nurmagomedov and Varashvili would become inevitable as the bantamweight title picture develops. It might not be too long before the UFC pits two of the division's very best grapplers against one another. Alright, and last but not the least, having seemingly lost the possibility of a title shot next time out, Erin Blanchfield has analyzed her options during a recent interview with ESPN MMA's Brett Okamoto. Blanchfield provided her thoughts on the flyweight title picture for the first time since the dramatic event that unfolded at T-Mobile Arena. After acknowledging the likelihood of Shevchenko receiving an immediate chance for redemption against Grasso, Erin Blanchfield honed in on a title eliminator against one contender currently occupying a spot above her at the 125-pound ladder. She said she would still love to fight in International Fight Week, even if it was like maybe another title eliminator fight, stating that she is not sure when they, meaning Grasso and Shevchenko, are gonna have their rematch. She also stated that she would love to fight on the same card so that it lines up well in her favor. Blanchfield also went on to name the opponent she thinks that she should likely face in the next battle. In her words, Manon Fiorot is definitely what I expect. We are currently in the top 3, top 4 now, so I think me and Manon for a title eliminator makes a lot of sense. Erin Blanchfield has been very impressive in her recent outings and was due to have a title shot at Shevchenko if the former champion was able to defeat Alexa Grasso. And so that's it for today. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. Have a wonderful day.